Good, very nice. So today I wanted to share some experience and let's say how that transforms for you, especially the shloka what we are going to understand is 16. How many Purushas are there? So the thing to contemplate is like this.
But she is not joining today, yeah?
I don't know, she should have joined.
She didn't say anything.
Okay.
Let me message her.
Oh yeah, let's start.
I think she'll join automatically.
Yeah.
So the thing we need to contemplate is that, do you eat hair?
What? I didn't get.
No, do we eat hairs?
Unknowingly, but knowingly no.
Okay, so do we eat skin, let's say?
No.
Okay, but then what are we eating?
We eat food which is coming from plants generally.
Yes, fine.
And also milk from cow.
Okay, no worries. So we are eating, we know for sure we are not eating either the body hair or the hairs or the skin or whatever. Now, when you are eating this, how does it transform into hair?
That is the internal structure of our body that converts whatever the food we eat into various parts of the body. Everything proportionally, what you call, nourished.
Okay, so you mean to say the body is doing it?
Banana, if you eat maybe 1 week, still the same banana can make my hair, skin, blood, everything will come out of banana.
That is correct. So you mean to say the body is doing it?
It is not body doing. Body is basically inert. It is some Chaitanya is required to do. Without Chaitanya, not possible. Power is required, energy.
Yeah, so let's say you are eating rice and sambar, and a cow is eating also rice and sambar. Will it get what you are getting?
No, the machines are different product. Even though we input is same, but output will be different.
Right. So who is keeping track of that?
As per my understanding, it is it is God. God means Chaitanya.
Right. So this is what is called as Maya.
See, Maya is from Chaitanya or Maya is from Prakriti?
In Prakriti, there is no Maya.
Conversion of Prakriti is Maya.
Yes. How the mind sees is Maya. Not how Chaitanya sees. How the mind sees is Maya.
This reflected consciousness is witnessing Maya.
He is experiencing Maya through the mind.
Experiencing Maya.
Through the mind. So the thing what you need to experience really is the Maya. Meaning, if you are able to find the illusionist or a magician who is magically bringing out the experiences, just like a magician could bring in a bag and a human being and a what I can say, a rabbit and this and that. Similarly, this consciousness is bringing out all of this, and the mind associates with that, saying that it is mine, this is me, and this is mine, and this is myself. So just like another example I can straightforward give you is, let's say you are walking. Now as you walk, the sweat will start. Will start. So what will you say is, I am sweating. Can you sweat?
My mind is feeling that I am sweating.
Yes. But can you sweat?
From the mind point of view, my body is sweating.
Body is never sweating. From body, water is coming out. That's all. If you see in...
Yeah, that process is called sweating, right?
No, that process is not called sweating. That is named as sweating. You can name whatever you want. Now this is where the Maya begins. When you sweat, you say, this is my sweat. If water is coming, then you will say, this is my water. But body has the water. And another example, easy example than this. If there is a just born child which is dead, if you were to cut open its complete body and search, you will not find teeth. Agree with me? Medically also, you will not find. So from where does the teeth come?
With the aging process, slowly the bone grows and then teeth formation happens.
Okay, now the question comes, is the baby eating bones to get the teeth?
No, it is standard food only converts.
Yes. So again the Maya. So this is the illusion. If you are able to really experience this illusion, you have understood what has to be understood.
Yeah, I think from the explanation going on since many now months or years, Maya, yes, what you are explaining is fully understood as Maya. But during this life, there's something called life. During this life, we know that this is Maya, and then because of this Maya, we are going through a lot of emotions, and the emotion is the one thing which is creating problem for us. Very happy moments also will not remain for long, but it is temporary, and very sad moments also it's a temporary till the death of other person or that individual. But it is when really intolerable. A few things which are happening in somebody's life, if you look at that, the way the suffering is happening. But this illusion life, you have to take it seriously, right? Even though it is an illusion, it is Maya, but it is something to worry about.
Okay.
We can't completely ignore it. It is there, we should face it. And the life here, we have to take that out, emotions, agreed. But also we have a major goal of our life is to achieve that liberation. For that we have to work. So there are two things to do. One is that handling emotion. Second is liberation-oriented life. So the life is very precious. It is a Maya-oriented process. It's completely driven by through our mind.
No, that is correct. But all these are intellectual. You should experience Maya. Then only you will understand what is Maya. What
you are talking, I understood. But when I go through these emotions, I'm going through that once a month. It will be very deep emotions. It may be due to family, or it may be due to office. But that momentary or that day, you will not get proper sleep, even though you are meditating. Yes, this is temporary. After one fine day, this will just go away. Even then, you are going through the emotions. That is really making me to think that how to come out of that completely.
No, you're not able to come out of it because of attachment. Simple. Because you have not experienced.
Correct.
Because the problem is that you have not experienced the Maya. You should experience the Maya. Then only the mind will give up its association. Otherwise, it will not.
See, during that time, I just analyzed. See, for example, this COVID, the vaccination is taken. Next day, my wife is not well. Okay, and it's so low energy where she can't even get up. During that time, you get so much of the feeling. Okay, and now I am alone. What to do? What is next? If something happens, who is all that things come. Even though you know that it is Maya, it will be temporary. Nothing has happened to anybody. But when it happens to you, this Maya, it gives a feel that it is a reality. You are going through the painful process, the reality.
No, for that reason only you require body contemplation. Otherwise, it will not work.
Actually, I wanted that kind of dhyana. How to come out of that?
No, it is
Even
there.
that, I know that after one night, it will be all right. The next day, it will be okay. Even though that patient is down or up, but that about 24 hours, the moment you see that, until one night is over, it is horrible.
That is correct. I agree with you.
Happiness also.
I went through the same thing, but after the vaccination. So I was next day morning I was sitting to meditate. I was not able to sit, and then because pain and all I can tolerate. There was body pain, there was slight fever, but dizziness I was not able to sit. Then
Yes.
then I was saying, I am not able to meditate. Okay, that was my feeling. And then I was going and lying down. Then I understood. So when your body is not well, you will not be able to, if you are already not established there, you will not be able to continue there. So I was lying down and I was kind of thinking, and then I was feeling bad about it, and all that was happening. Then I said, okay, what is all this? And I'm not able to do this, I'm not able to do that. And that's when I had that vision which I was telling about. To Vilas. So actually, I was not sleeping because I was lying down and I was thinking all this, and I was closing my eyes, and I saw it was dark and smoky. I saw, and somebody told that it is Kailas mountain. And then there are so many beings, there are so many things I am seeing, dark or grey blobs. Then they said all are beings. There, many beings. That's some feeling I got. And then one being as big as a mountain, I saw. Okay, then I thought, okay, they are all reassuring me. It is okay. You can still continue or whatever. So whenever I am going down with respect to saying, okay, I am not able to do this, with respect to spiritual, not about other material things, I will get any wish. I will definitely get something like this.
That is good.
Maybe encourage me. So that was a horrible day for me also. So you feel whether you have even caught COVID.
Yeah. Even my experience is when you are going through all these kind of things, because it's equivalent to your old age where you don't have energy in the body.
Correct.
Time you cannot meditate. What Vilas used to say, after reaching certain age, you can't achieve because body is not cooperating.
Exactly. So that's what I was feeling, and I was wondering how much of time is left, and it was troubling me a lot, and that's when I got that vision, I think.
Possible.
Yeah.
Is it that the realization, Vilas, happens only during when you have this kind of some incidents you are going through? That time how you are facing? Because normally it is like normal. You have sunrise, sunset, and normal coffee, tea, and then what you call normal life.
At any point of view, you have realized if you are able to see any day, any kind of problem are the same.
Because for me, whenever this emotion change happens, that too goes to the peak, extreme peak, that side or this side. There's a time nowadays I am trying immediately to, I remember Vilas, what I should do now. I started analyzing. But that what is sitting deep inside, that fear, that is not going away. But with that time it goes away. But that instant, no. It says that you are going through this painful process.
See, within a minute, if you are able to come back, then I think that is a great achievement.
I am not able to do that. It takes a day.
Okay.
After one sleep, next day morning, slightly better.
Okay.
Fair. So for all of that, you require to have body contemplation, and then only it works. And that is what even Shankar and the Viveka Chudamani first few verses are only on body. In fact, 2 of those volumes are on body only out of 4. So without that, establishing is difficult. When there is testing time like this, it becomes very difficult, or rather next to impossible, to contemplate on anything except for what the problem is on hand. So let's say I am sick, or my wife is sick, or son is sick, or mother-in-law is sick, or somebody is sick, and we have to do something. Immediately that wife and son and myself and mother-in-law and this and that will come. It will not come as just consciousness, Maya, as hairs and body hair and skin and all of that. It will come out as a person. Now when it comes out as a person, you need to do something to the person, which is fearful, because you don't know whether you are going to have that person with you or you are going to lose that person. That is the problem. So when things are good, everything is good, because then we can look at Vedanta in whatever intellectual format we can see. But unless we see the magician, this problem is bound to be there. And 16th verse talks about that. So it was so nice of experiencing it. Been experiencing it every day, but yesterday and today have been a good experience of how this magical illusion happens. It is just an illusion that what you eat turns itself into something else. And it covers up the consciousness. Let's say the eyes and the ears and nose and tongue and skin and all the body parts and everything covers the consciousness. So now the consciousness is bound by this body and a mind, and then it feels that I am the body, I am the mind.
Yeah, one question here.
Yeah.
See, this body is made out of all this food, whatever we eat. And consciousness is, for me, I can experience my body, each and every part. Okay, that means reflected consciousness. Through that, I am able to experience my body. Not everything, but at least my external part I am able to see. Internal I am not. Now, in this case, the consciousness is there, and then you have experience. And where is the mind? Mind is the part of this body, or it is separately residing outside the body?
No, mind.
I think it is in the heart, right?
Mind is in the heart as much as the consciousness is in the heart. So you cannot. The difference between mind and consciousness is that the mind names things and identifies, whereas the consciousness neither names anything nor identifies.
Okay. Rupa and Nama is from the mind. It is identified. Fine. So mind is there, consciousness there in the heart. That is what in earlier we studied like Narayana, that's Chaitanya. What about the memory? I remember you were talking sometime that memory is somewhere outside the body, and you like a cloud. And whenever required only, it will come down if you know how to recall it. If you don't know how to recall it, then it is not there.
The memory, just like the teeth example, is runtime. It arrives when a particular trigger is given. Otherwise, there is no way the memory is there.
Yeah.
Okay, so it is like you have a cloud drive, and that cloud drive is the Akasha. So they also found out something called as Akashic records. I think if you heard of it or you've not heard of it. There is a research going on called as Akashic records. It is there in Upanishad also, but then science is also trying to build upon that. There is something called Akashic records, where all the lives of that soul is kept. The mind can then access the information from the soul, what we call a soul, at that time. If that situation doesn't arise, there is no need to access. So when the mind becomes
Yes, correct.
when the mind becomes completely
Correct. What I understood. What you're telling is, for example, now I am seeing a person after 10 years. Till then, that 10 years, no memory. Suddenly, the moment I see, immediately that memory recalls, oh, I studied with him, my classmate,
Exactly.
10 years back, and blah, blah, blah. Then we'll try to establish that.
Correct.
Okay, that memory comes from somewhere, it's antariksha, and it is coming from to us through this mind triggering business.
Yes.
So this so-called emotions, I am talking about now really meditation and how to reach that the next level. See, the one thing which troubles is always this memory. See, for example, I am doing now morning yoga. If the emotion is there, that yoga mind will just jump to that emotion and will start searching that. What is next? What is next kind of thing? Even when you have a sleep also night, very deep emotion time, you will wake up some 10 times that night. It is very tough for you. In subconscious mind, it is there in such a way, it troubles you. You will not get a sound sleep. So how to remove that is my question.
Yeah.
I don't want to have that kind of feeling, even though emotion is there, I slept now. After that, why emotion? It should not come.
No, it is like this, but the emotion, what we have, whether positive emotion or negative emotion, is the raga and dvesha. So we have to cleanse through meditation. When we say what is meditation, it is about observation of real and unreal. So here is what we need to have, either viveka or vairagya. Without that establishment, it doesn't work. That's what I was trying to say on that day. When we are having a testing time, if something has to work, it will only work when you have established the moral foundation. Otherwise, it will not work. So before we get into spiritual, we should have established viveka, vairagya, all of that. Otherwise, it will not work. Unless you find unreal, then only this will start working. The emotions will not be there. Emotions are unreal. Both positive emotion and negative emotion are unreal. They are not there.
Yes, they are unreal. Yes.
So you need to, not intellectually, you need to experience as an experience, not intellectually. All of us, what we are doing is we are trying to gauge that intellectually through buddhi. That will not work, because when the problem comes, the buddhi will run away, leaving ego to fend for itself. So there is nobody to guide the ego, and ego is the most conscious entity which has emotions. It doesn't want to lose anything what it has gained, be it a husband or a wife or a phone or a house or whatever it is. It doesn't want to lose, so it gets worked up, and there's no buddhi to say that this is unreal. So you can't land yourself on buddhi. It has to be cleansed from chitta. So chitta shuddhi has to happen. Then only ego is not there. Otherwise ego will come in between and say, this is mine. This is my problem. So for that, before we go anything further, whether puja will help or this will help or that will help, all those are From intellectual standpoint, in real terms, if you were to see, it is only establishment of Sadhana Chatustaya will help you. Nothing else will help. And that's the reason only person in our entire Hindu literature who could bring this out is Shankara. Because all others, they just wanted to pray to God and pray to God. That's all. For anything you pray to God. There is no sadhana.
Yeah, pray to God is the mind only. You are within the mind. Creating
Yes.
one God within the mind and praying.
Yes, you keep on praying to God, this God, that God, or I'll do this puja. Yesterday I did not come to the temple. Please don't take bad. Tomorrow I will come. Today I could not come. And keep on doing that. And when the problem comes, mind cannot handle it because it is all due to karma. So,
Yeah, during that time, mind thinks when the emotion is there, the mind heavily thinks that it is ego is highest during that time. But
Yes.
Buddhi is not there.
no, buddhi cannot
And
operate.
it can see only as you, because you are experiencing that pain.
Yes.
But you can observe your mind now, what you are feeling.
Yeah,
No.
you are doing observing the mind also. It's so tough. It goes back to the problem only. The memory now, what you call the attention goes to that problem because somebody suddenly, some near and dear one suffering. Suddenly, something accident happened. It is not going away. It will be there only for at least for 24 hours. Then slowly you'll recover. But what I wanted to do this meditation is just, if you hear, doesn't make any difference. You can say, oh, happened, yes, happened.
Yes, for that you need to have the viveka. Brahman.
Since 1 week I'm struggling for this. How
Yeah,
to
or you have to
meditate?
see the gap between mind and the consciousness.
No, that
Then you
is
can observe.
yes. So that is true. So when things are running good, you need to establish that. And only when you have established that, when things
Right.
are running good, you will be able to see it when
Maybe,
things are
maybe.
running bad.
Correct.
Correct.
What happens is during negative
I
emotions all the time.
still remember, but my live example in 2019 October, when my sister called me and told my father, I didn't even know he had an heart attack, so she's not able to tell also properly. She said, yes, he has collapsed, and the doctors are telling it's very serious and critical. Oh, immediately for the next 15 minutes, my mind was jumping up and down. I didn't know what to do and all that. And some voice told in my head, nothing is going to happen now. Don't worry. That's it. Magically, everything stopped. Even though nothing of my father's condition changed, I didn't even know what happened. In 15 minutes, I was completely all right as normal. And he was in the ICU for 14 days, I think 10 or 14 days, and always in that precarious. And all the while, I was not having any problems. I've been, and sitting in front of the ICU is a big experience. You keep seeing people dying and then their families and all that.
Yes, yes.
And there are so many struggles you see. There are people telling they don't have money to even do an angiogram or an angioplasty. So begging for money with someone. So many things you hear. You sit here, you will become a vairagi immediately.
That is true.
So that's true. So that was my.
No, you got that message. From where you got that message? Is
I
it from
don't
the
know.
mind? Is it a mind or it is something like
I don't know. Like
already you had a punyam of the meditated punyam and it is now helping you?
I have no clue, but like same thing as I told my vision that somebody in my head told that is Kailas mountain, because like in pictures I have seen Kailas mountain, they never look like that actually. So somebody told in my mind, so it is not a voice, it is that I don't know who told. I have no clue.
That
Yes.
means you have somewhere some guru or somebody, and regularly you get some messages.
Yeah, but same thing with my mother's thing. I didn't get any message. So that was also one day, like just before, like this one day in the morning, just before we started our class. Only I came to know. But I still attended the class, and you guys never knew that I have heard something like that.
That is very, very tough. That moment.
Yeah, correct. So I think that is soon after that I got into that awareness meditation. Just one week after it. Maybe that's where I was able to. My husband was asking, "How can you be so calm?" So it's not that I didn't feel bad or anything, but then it was not running away. So it's not that I have got over all the emotions and all. Of course, there are emotions which comes, but only thing is I'm aware of it before it runs away and creates havoc inside me. So I think I have been also struggling with this, but like you have been talking about, no? So I was also having the same kind of problems. Something happening, and then you will not be able to sleep, and you keep waking up, and then you remember the same problems. And I was also desperately wanting to get over all these kind of emotions, and I didn't know that is before I think we started talking. I mean, before we started having this sessions and all, and we started knowing Vilas. So I used to think, I didn't know what to do. So what I will do is I will say, okay, this is a table. I put all my problems on the table and then sweep everything away and make it clean. I used to keep doing it in my mind. It worked actually.
Today I got something special feeling. Anyway, after 3 generations, nobody is going to remember us.
Same
And
thing
nobody knows what is happening.
Yes,
It's all temporary, coming and going. Then why we should worry?
Yes.
Then immediately another message comes. You see, this is your life. Now you are there.
No, exactly the same thing I was thinking yesterday. Yesterday I was thinking, see, I know my grandparents, but then who are my grandparents' parents? Who knows them? Then I was thinking about myself. I am there, so my daughter is there. If she gets children, then maybe they will remember. If they get their children, they will not remember. It's gone. Right?
It's only one connection. Second connection is a great difficulty.
It's gone.
Third is not there.
It's gone. So it's like that. So there is no, and then you look at all the other things around this sun and the moon and all these places. They still exist in whichever form. So why so much worry? So that's exactly the same thing I was thinking. What you were telling, that nobody remembers.
One thing has come to my mind now. I have to meditate to get out of these 2 emotions, both extreme emotions, happiness as well as the sad moment.
Correct.
I want to have the same feeling throughout, irrespective of what happens outside.
Yes. That's what we are all striving to. That's what we are all striving to. I am not reached there yet. There is still a long way to go.
So I have a strong desire that I should reach that stage.
Yeah.
No,
I am ready to do anything for that.
no, you don't have to do anything. You just have to get into Vairagya.
Yeah.
Next question is how to get into Vairagya.
That is what we had started, right? That day we had started talking. And
Now that what Shankaracharya's message, what Vilas talks today, makes some sense.
Yeah, so I think I also keep thinking, are you your legs? Are you your hands? And I keep looking also. Is it me? Then I will also think inside the heart, the lungs, the intestine, and all that. Do you find any of those? So if you really see, you will not find.
Yeah, we are not. But if you lose our one teeth, just what kind of feeling it comes.
Yeah.
But if you really get into that, anything we lose, that is not ours. It's the nature, it is there in the nature.
Correct.
yeah, so the practice here is that if we can't do when we are good, we will never do it when things are bad.
It will not be possible to do. If you are super sick, very sick, it will be difficult to do.
Yes.
Correct.
When
After that, I think when you're sick, it's only just maintaining body till death because you can't do anything.
no, but just think, if there is dementia, you don't even remember anything. Forget about maintaining anything. Look at that.
So then, correct. Then the urgency will come that you have to do.
Yes, you have to liberate before all of that will happen. The problem here is that we are assuming that will not happen to me. It will happen to
Correct.
anybody else.
Exactly.
Because I feel that I am doing so much good things that it will never come. That day will never come. And that is a misunderstanding.
Yeah. This is now the message of this pandemic and all that. When you look at that, it can come to anybody or everyone also, anytime.
Yeah.
No, second moment is not guaranteed.
And that has been like that forever, not today. It is not today that it has been so precarious. It has been there forever. From the time the
Yesterday, a thought came to me. See, you are doing a lot of argument, a lot of discussions, and all that to achieve that. To say that you are right, or to achieve some targets. And then, if you know that in the next tomorrow you are dying, if you come to know today, will you do this argument? You will not do anything. Probably you may go to silent. That's it.
Yes, that is correct. So that is what the mental silence is all about. So you see, but one thing, why we are not able to proceed in the 15th chapter, because we have not yet experienced whatever he's talking about there. The Ashwata Vriksha, we have to cut it, and we are not able to do so.
And we have not been able to proceed with 15th chapter for long.
Yeah. We are stuck actually. The 7th verse itself, we have taken so many days. And now,
But that's actually good. Otherwise, simply also we can go. But then we
correct.
wouldn't stay.
No, that is correct. So that is the reason I cautioned on that day that going to 15th chapter without some experience is like madness. Because you will not be able to...
Or,
Go ahead. Or
we have to take the Viveka Chudamani and then take that part of this Annamaya Kosha.
yes, you need to contemplate and come out of the body consciousness. Then only it works. Otherwise, it will not work. I am the body. That has to go completely away.
Yeah, so that anyway, I have not been able to do that also completely.
Yeah, so if somebody cuts anything in front of you, it is like a vegetable, that's all. If that mindset is got, then it is easy, because then you are not fearing for blood or this or that or whatever it is. Otherwise, that is the most scariest thing. Because I have a body consciousness, the problem is that I don't want to lose anybody who is having a body. And that is the reason I want to protect my near and dear ones. Because if they go away, I find myself in void. What do I do without my family? And that I don't want to even think right now. It will happen or not happen is secondary. But I don't even want to think anything bad is going to happen to my family. So I want to protect.
That too, we are more worried about our family. If something happens to somebody somewhere, we don't feel anything.
No, yes, that's correct, because it is not affecting you.
Yeah, correct. You're loving yourself, not I. Actually, when you say you love your family, it is deep inside. It is that you're loving yourself.
Yeah, because they give me comfort.
Yeah, correct.
No, it's not like that, because they keep us entertained. See, but one thing we need to understand, life is the most boring thing to have. So we have created entertainment everywhere. Or going to office is an entertainment. Earning is an entertainment. You see why people are getting depressed. They are getting depressed because they are not able to meet people. Okay?
Yes.
That's an entertainment. Mind wants something to work on, and the corona or whatever we have today is not making you to work on anything except for fear.
Yeah, that's true. It always wants to move, jump from one thing to another in some way or the other. So
Yes.
that's right.
So even if you're earning,
See, one question here. See, if I don't spend, say, daily at least 1 hour in this kind of talk or listening to some nice spiritual sessions from YouTube, I feel uncomfortable. Does this mean that this is also a part of entertainment I look at, or this is a
Yes.
serious
yes,
goal-oriented?
no.
Entertainment.
It's entertainment only.
They
Mind
call it
entertainment.
spiritual entertainment.
Yes, that is a better way to put it.
See, same thing. I used to enjoy seeing this vision. So I used to get so many visions. That's also an entertainment, looking towards that. It's not actually any spiritual progress.
Yeah.
See, but what should happen here is that you need to experience it on a daily basis. Something should be experienced. So when now earlier I used to go to park. Now I am walking in the road itself. So I am not going to the park. So the same experience what I used to get in the park, I am getting the same experience here. No doubt in the experience, no difference in the experience at all. So whatever I was experiencing then as an insight, I am getting even now. So the last 3-4 days.
Because you are not connected with the outside world.
Yes,
Either
I'm not
park,
connected
road,
with
or
outside
doesn't
world.
make difference.
So I don't find any difference. Otherwise, what will happen is the mind will say that, oh, that is park and this is not a park. Park.
So when you say inside Vilas, it is a subtle intellect, right?
Yes, it is a subtle intellect and it is very closer to the reality. Or whatever we call the Chidabhasa, it is very close to it.
And all the insights come like that.
All the insights are like that and it will be completely filled with light, meaning you will know that you have experienced it.
Yeah, that's true.
And it will be like unheard of, meaning to say that, let us say, I was just asking my wife, how does the teeth come? So, did you do anything to get the teeth? And she said you should debate like this with your son. And then when he came back and I asked him, do infants have teeth? He said no. But you did not give any teeth for food. So how did it happen? So now you can see the Maya. But if you really experience Maya, then you know the wife is a Maya, the husband is a Maya, everything is Maya. Now you are not attached to Maya. So the shloka of what I wanted to tell, which we have not been able to do so for many days, at least I'll read it out, whether we continue on that or not. Dvavimau purusho loke kshara cha aksharascha eva cha ksharaha sarvani bhutani kutastaha aksharaha uchyate. So this is the most confusing shloka because there are two Purushas. There is no one Purusha. And one is a perishable one and another one is imperishable. Ksharaha sarvani bhutani. All that what is called bhuta is kshara. You know what it really means. I will give you an example. Anyway, Bhatt does a lot of homa, or he has seen homa. So you sit in front of a homa and then you put a lot of ingredients and then you burn using Agni and it starts to burn and it takes shape. That is called as bhuta. That bhuta is going to be there till the fuel is going to be there. The moment you remove the fuel, that bhuta is not there. And we are that bhuta. The fuel here is the vasana and the samskaras and the karma what we have. So it is kshara. Meaning, no matter what you do, that is going to end. Yeah, but he wanted to say something.
Yeah, 1 minute. See, the havisu when you do, there is ghee and all that. and that will light up, and that energy it burns.
Correct.
So that energy is also
Kshara.
Purushottama, right?
No, it is Kshara. It is not Akshara.
It is not Akshara. Okay, and similarly, what we have inside, that mind is also Akshara.
Mind is Kshara.
Mind is Kshara.
The Chittas are
Sorry,
Kshara.
Mind is Kshara. Just a minute, I think what happened. Mind is Kshara. The fuel inside the ghee is Kshara or Akshara?
Ghee, the fuel, any fuel
Inside
is,
the ghee, there is a energy which is burns.
that is
That's called
also
what?
Kshara.
That is Kshara.
Everything in the Bhuta is Kshara.
1 minute. See, the burning process happens in the Homa. Where is Chaitanya there? Chaitanya is there, right? Otherwise, it cannot happen all that.
Chaitanya is Avyakta. If it is Vyakta, it is Kshara.
Oh, it is completely avyakta. During Homa process, what happens is completely avyakta.
Before the Homa begins, it is Avyakta. The moment you light it up, it becomes Vyakta.
Like us only, right?
Yes.
We were Avekta and then we
Yes.
became Vekta.
So now you
then,
tell me, are you Kshara or Akshara?
Yeah.
My body is Kshara. Mind, I don't know.
Mind is also Kshara, but
Mind is also Shara.
But
Okay.
the problem with the mind is, mind can stay long enough than the body.
Mind means Sukshma Sharira, right?
Yeah.
All the three shariras, say there is a Karana Sharira, that is the Rajas Tamas Sattva, then you have Manasika Sharira or Sukshma Sharira, which is what you have all the Indriyas and Buddhi, Manas and all that. This can stay for a long time than the Sthula Sharira.
Okay, so this body maybe 120 years max. And then the mind is till liberation. Can I say that way?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
So it's millions and millions and millions of years.
It has no death. So it seems like Akshara.
It seems like Akshara. Yeah, that's what I'm telling. It seems like Akshara, but actually it is Akshara.
Yes.
Yeah, even if you go to Brahma realm of existence, we are going with the same mind only, right?
Yes.
So there also you will say eons and eons of time.
Yes. 43,20,000 years is one day for Brahma.
Brahma is what? Kshara or Akshara?
Brahma is Kshara only.
Kshara only.
See, whatever this Vyakta is Shara, no?
Vyakta is Akshara, Avyakta is Akshara.
See, from our point of view also, if you see Brahma is Avekta. But in the real cosmic sense, that is also Vyakta.
Mm-hmm.
See, you are not able to see the Devas because you don't have the access.
Tell me one more thing. We very auspicious thing in this earth given is the Gayatri, for example. All are commonly doing it. Gayatri, Japam. During this Gayatri, it is Savitr Devata, that is this Surya. Surya is, sun is the Devata there. And that sun is having energy, belief. So that energy, what is coming out of the sun, can you explain me Kshara and Akshara point of view?
It is Kshara. It is not Akshara. Any energy which is Vyakta is Kshara.
Oh, it is Vyakta.
But the real source behind all that is Avekta.
Yes.
That is Brahman.
And then
But
it
the
is
moment
Akshara.
that becomes the same Brahman only is becoming Vyakta, actually.
Yes.
And then going.
See, that is the reason one day I had asked you this question. Do you have Agni in the environment or the radiation in the environment, and you all said yes. It is in avyakta form. But once you light it up, it is going to burn as long as the fuel is given. If the fuel is not there, it will not burn. Because it has become bhuta. So you remove the fuel, there is no more burning. So if you don't want...
See,
Yeah.
the same example. When you give the fuel, it is Vyakta. Who I am talking about Agni. If you don't give the fuel, it is not there, it is not visible.
Yes.
That means Agni is Vyakta and Avyakta, both it can
If you
that form.
If you don't give the fuel, you become what? You become nothing, and that becoming nothing is Brahman. There is nothing to become.
Can I say Agni Avyakta form is Brahman?
Yes, that is correct.
And the same Agni Vyakta form is
You
nature?
is you.
Yeah, because it's one of after Panchabhuta is one of them, right? Agni.
No, it's not like
So-
that. No, hold on. Agni is there in the Prakriti, and your Agni, that Chaitanya, is also Agni. That Agni has become Vyakta.
That is also called Agni.
That Agni has become Vyakta.
You are talking about Vaishwanara, Tejas and all that. Huh?
Yes, Vaishwanara, Taijasa, Prajna, Turiya, all these four states are Vyakta. So it perishes. But that is also Purusha only, but it perishes. That's what he says.
Aham Vaishwanaro Bhutva. That means the Brahman is coming in the form of Vaishwanara.
And hence it will perish.
Yeah. Yes. So Brahman in the Vyakta form is temporary. Avyakta form is permanent. Always it comes from Avyakta to Vyakta. That is what we are able to see through this our Panchendriyas. The Panchabhuta is a Vyakta, right? That means
Panchabhuta plus Pancha Indriya are Vyakta.
Panchabhuta, Pancha Indriya is Vyakta. And the behind that Avyakta is playing.
Yes, that is the magician who is playing everything and he doesn't do anything out of it.
Anything. Yes. He is a Karana Karta, Hetu.
Hetu. And the Phala is the Vyakta person.
Vyakta is mind.
Yes.
Finally, we are seeing through the mind.
Yes. So the Purusha.
We have all defective instruments.
Yes.
Yes.
And why
Calibrated.
why the defect happened is because of Vasana. Why the Vasana came into existence, nobody knows.
Yeah.
So you have to accept that there is Vasana. And the Brahman, out of compassion, takes on the role as so and so. So now you are called as Bhatt in this life, or Lata in this life, or Vilas in this life, or somebody in this life, which is Vyakta. The moment it is Vyakta, it is Kshara. So now you are asking the family to stay, which is Kshara. And hence there are emotions.
See, it's like this. Now I lost my mother. Lot of attachment. Now through the mind attachment is there. But this is foolish. It's understood foolish that it is her energy and my energy is ultimately same. But through the mind I lost her. So through the meditation, if you reach that stage that it is same energy,
Yes.
then we have no this Maya related emotions, right?
Yes. And for that you require Vairagya. Otherwise you will not reach there.
You can search that through Vairagya only.
Yes.
We always come and get stuck at Sadhana Chatustaya
Yes.
Yeah.
or Yama Niyama. In whichever path you go and then come back here, okay.
There is no progress because that we have not established. Simple. we are directly taking the subject without establishing either yama or niyama or sadhana chatustaya. Or if I take Buddha teaching as an example, there are a lot of Westerners whom I speak and they have directly start contemplation. They'll get stuck because they have not put the sila. That means it is called as morality. If you don't establish morality, it will not work. If you don't establish the sadhana chatustaya, it will not work. If you don't establish yama and niyama, it will not work. So somebody directly going into dhyana instead of yama and niyama is killing himself or fooling himself because it is not going to work. So then he will say, I want to establish samadhi, and that is not going to happen. If you take Patanjali as one of the tools through which you can enter into the Savikalpa Samadhi or the Nirvikalpa Samadhi, which will take you to realization. If I want to do that, let's say, I need to have yama and niyama completely established, no compromise. Or rather, not compromise, no negotiation on that. What will I establish and what will I not establish? I have to establish it completely. Then it works. If that is not true, then no matter what I do, if I am able to sit for 4 hours or 5 hours, I am able to do some yogasanas and all that, it is not going to help because the yama and niyama itself is not there. Asana, pranayama, pratyahara, dharana, dhyana, samadhi is not going to work. So basically I am fooling myself. Then I come to Shankara, I feel that is the best thing to do. So I will immediately start working out on Shankara way. So let's say I will take this Bhaja Govindam. I keep on chanting. It's not going to help because Sadhana Chatustaya is not established. I will not even experience the mundane way of explanation what he has given. Okay, but I know that very well. So I can recite all 33 verses of Bhaja Govindam. Then I feel, oh, I have understood it. Maybe I might write some books also on Bhaja Govindam. That doesn't help because I have not established Sadhana Chatustaya. If I establish Sadhana Chatustaya, I will not write any book at all because there is no need. I want to first liberate myself and then I will think about book writing and all that.
Exactly. Yeah, that is nothing that, you see, writing book is that to show that I have some knowledge and learn from that.
Correct.
Great.
See, what I find on YouTube, there are a lot of people who give these discourses. They quote. I have not seen one video which talks that what did they experience themselves.
Nothing. That is true. Nobody has spoken.
And
they said as per Shastra, as per Gita, as per Shankara.
Yes, I don't want that. I want, let us say, if I want to do something, I want to say, how did I achieve it? That is more important than talking about how did Shankara achieve.
Yeah.
So I don't want to become a spokesperson for Shankaracharya. That is not good. He didn't wanted any spokesperson.
Yeah, Vilas, I have to join 9:30 this.
Yes.
Somebody has joined already meeting.
Okay, fine then. So then we will continue tomorrow.
Thank you.
Thank you then.
Tomorrow. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.